Heidi and Frank show. Who's not joining us? We have live in studio. Thank you to Chad Gracie, Christian, and Chad Taylor for stopping by before they go out and do their European tour. I guess you guys are going to Austin first, which is a big music town. I haven't been to Austin, but I hear it's just great.
It's pretty awesome. We've, in fact, the last one of the first shows that we ever did with Chris was in Austin at what was the name of that joint, guys? Why can't I remember?
Bacca's? I don't know.
No. Antone's.
Antone's, yeah.
God,
I was close.
Sorry.
Must have been a good time.
But anyway, Antone's. Well, Antone's is where Stevie Ray Vaughan came up and out. So I can honestly say, standing on the stage, I was going,
Goosebumps.
oh my God, step up your game.
Yeah.
Try and act like you know the 12 notes and etc. and make all kinds of guitar player faces. But you really do. You can feel the soul of a venue. And that place is definitely it's legendary. And
But
so
we're playing a daytime show at noon, and then which is the
F1
day
race.
after Halloween, and then
wow.
Oh my God.
and then the next day we fly to London. So it's like, oh my God,
Sleep on the plane.
yeah.
That is pretty rock star.
It's a new And look, we've been and not to say that we've been at home relaxing, but this is like getting the motor running again.
The grind.
So
you've been writing music because you got 11 songs together and you put together an album called The Turn. So was this something, like you said, 8-year hiatus? So as you're collecting songs, were you, there's a song and then I'll put that in a drawer someplace, and then you guys have 11 songs and you decide to come out and then do it? Or was it
We started
the last 6 months?
More or less from scratch. Chad Taylor here had some stuff in his drawer that from years back, but for the most part, we knew that this wouldn't work unless it was a new fresh start.
But we're looking forward to hearing it. So what song from the CD are you going to play first?
I think we're going to start with an old one.
You want to do an old one?
Do an old one
We
first?
can do an old one. And
Which one do you want to do first? I got to switch guitars if we're doing
we got to switch
No,
guitars.
do the old one first if you're all set up for
whatever
that,
you
and
wanna
then
do.
then
We don't care.
we'll get to the new.
We'll do
song.
an
This is live.
And
Not rehearsal.
yeah. So it's early.
Which
so
one do you want to do?
all
All right.
It's like you guys have your own language.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here they are live.
It's easier not to be wise. Measure these things by your brains. I sank into Eden with you, alone in the church by and by. I'll read till you hear, save your eyes. You need them, your boat is at sea. Your anchor is up, you've been swept away. And the greatest of teachers won't hesitate. Leave you there by yourself, chained. Yeah, I alone love you. I alone tempt you. I alone love you. Fear is not the end of this. I alone love you. I alone tempt you. I alone love you. It's easier not to be great. Measure these things by your eyes. We long to be here by his resolve, alone in the church by and by, to cradle the baby in space and leave you there by yourself, chained to pain. Yeah, I alone love you. I alone tempt you. I alone love you. Fear is not the end of this. I alone love you. I alone tempt you. I alone love you. I alone love you. I alone tempt I alone tempt you. I alone love you.
That is live in the studio.
Love it.
Great stuff. You guys played the House of Blues last night, and they're replaying that show, 24 hours replay on Yahoo.
I listened to it last night. It sounds amazing.
So
Everyone listen to Chad Taylor's vocals.
Yeah, and actually just listen to that performance of I Alone, because that's what the vocals were supposed to sound like.
I was going to say, there wasn't
That
nothing
was
wrong
fine.
with this
That
tonight.
was
This
kick-ass.
awesome, yeah.
No, obviously that was some old
So
stuff,
good.
and you just released your new album, The Turn, with 11 tracks on that, and it's the first album of an 8-year hiatus. So looking forward to this the new stuff. Like I said, didn't want to do any of the old stuff with Chris or Chad. So what are we looking forward to here? I mean, is it
As far as the song we're going to play,
Yeah.
or as far as the record?
Yeah,
record?
like-
Well, let's do the record. As far as the record goes, I mean,
Well, you know, I think the big thing, this version of the band, you know, obviously we didn't have, you know, our peer group were Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Nirvana, etc. Even, you know, Smashing Pumpkins, but we didn't have those bands as influences when we were kids. You know, we were, you know, influenced by, I don't know, whatever, other bands, but not our contemporaries.
Yeah.
This version of the band has heard and taken in and absorbed all those things, like even Radiohead that would come along later. So I mean, you definitely, it's a heavier version, I think, than the band than we've ever had. The other thing is, I think Live has always made terrible albums. Like how we sounded on stage never really worked on the record.
You're quite a salesman.
And well, no, I'm just saying. Look,
the old stuff. This is
some,
awesome.
some
Until
bands
now.
are.
Until now.
It doesn't really have anything to do with, you know, the songwriting and stuff like that. We just weren't particularly good at capturing the sound, and we brought back Jerry Harrison that produced Throwing Copper to work on this record. And I think the album itself sounds like the band on stage. Like somehow we captured that. And, you know, there's not a lot of trickery or anything like that. We set up in our studio that we own.
So you're saying
in York.
people might have said when they listen to a live album, like, oh, those guys are okay, those guys are okay. And then
Yeah.
they come see you live and they're like,
Yes.
oh my God, they're
Yeah.
kick-ass live.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was always sort of the reaction. And now I think that we have an album that lives up to how we perform on stage.
this
which
coming
is-
from you know, you've had 2 #1 albums, sold 20 million, and so this new one, The Turn, is the one you are most proud
Now
of.
we will be at 20,000,001.
There we go.
I mean, you know, for sure, one listener is going to buy it. You know, I don't know what to make of the music industry right now. It's changed so much. Like, for example, when we went into our hiatus, there was no social media really. It was just starting. Well, unless you count MySpace.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Friendster.
But now, yeah, that's right. So the record is available.
I did have a Friendster account. Sorry.
So
Still there, guys. Hit me up.
It's changed so much. So we have no idea what to
Chris at
even expect.
CopyServe.com.
Do you want to give out your Friendster handle?
Yeah, no.
So that's why you can get The Turn on iTunes right now. So
Yeah, it's up there. Amazon, all the general retail outlets.
and you guys are on Twitter now at Freaks for Live, number 4, Freaks for Live. Are you active on that? I mean, are you?
We are. We're very, very active these days, and that was sort of an interesting thing. It's, you know, when you say like 20 million records, I can't even count to 1 million. So, like, you know, it's not a number that you can fathom. But with social media, it's so interesting. You can actually see the people that are clicking on and liking you. I do like this voyeuristic thing where like I click on them, and I'm like, wow, that's weird. This person's from Portugal and they know our band. Like, how do they know?
we stalk you guys.
Yeah. So just so
That's
you
basically
know,
what he's saying.
you can stalk us, but we're stalking you back now.
Well, let's hear something from the new album, The Turn. What song is this going to
We're
be?
gonna play. It's a track called Siren's
This song
Call.
actually was originally called The Turn.
Yeah, that's right.
Siren's Call. Here there once
You wanna
again.
do it?
Live.
There we go.
Uno. Dos. 14. Something. There you go.
Count the turn me on. I calculate the gravity of your song. Sirens calling. I count the ways you turn me on. Crack of your whip taking the hit. I'm caught in your grip and you thought you'd fool me. The days since we went wrong, I contemplate a world where you're gone. Sirens calling. The angle of incidents meets my reflection. I'm caught in your grip, and you thought you'd fool me. I can hear the sirens calling. Take my hand, I can't, my darling. I can hear the sirens calling. Of your eyes disappears and mirrors mine. I can hear the sirens calling. Hear the sirens calling now. Take my hand, I can't, my darling.
That is Siren's Call off their new album, The Turn, available on iTunes and Amazon.
That's called singing it very, very late and
No, that was
having 43 minutes sleep.
incredible.
That
Do that
is
all the time. That sounded
live
great.
right there.
Whatever that is.
I guarantee, you'll sell 20 million in one because I'm going to buy one.
Yes, me
Thank
too.
you.
20
Thank
million
you so
too.
much.
20 million two. We're up to 20 million two.
Right here, 20 million three, 20 million three.
20
Right here,
million
20 million three. Take it. All right, three. We got to three.
We got four. 20 million four.
I recently did recently did an interview with the Huffington Post, and they said, so the version of you that's like 30 years now in a band, what would you say to like the baby version of
The
you?
13-year-old you.
I was like, my advice was pick a different name because the name Live is nearly impossible to Google search. You have to type in like Live the band or like Chris Shin, Chad Taylor, Chad Gracie, Patrick Dahlheimer.
Now, back when you were 13, you were coming up with a name. You're sitting in Chad's
You
garage.
thought it was clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing
You
was,
thought about naming yourselves.
Keep it down out there.
what was the first one?
Public
Oh,
Affection was the original. Was the original live.
Like, I don't think you like that
Well,
one either, did you?
Well, when they were in Public Affection, I was in a band called Imaginary Heroes.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
We battled it out in the Battle of the Bands. That'd have been pretty sweet.
It would have been awesome.
You
We
could've
still
done
may do
Imaginary
that.
Affection.
We can do REM covers
Imaginary-
way better than you guys could.
Imaginary affection.
Yeah, you're 13.
Imaginary Affection.
I
love it.
That's pretty much every relationship I've
All
had.
right.
You know, we thought that we would.
Just summed it up, didn't you?
We
right.
thought that we were clever and cute because you could call the band Live, or it could be Live, and then of course Live spelled backwards is evil, and we just thought that was
Okay,
like
when
the
you're
coolest
13,
thing
you're
in the
like,
world.
dude.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we really did. We actually we didn't know that. A fan wrote us and said, "Dude, I was sitting with the album, and this is what a vinyl in front of a mirror, and he was like, I looked at it and said, evil. It just means something." We were like, oh my god, we were pretty freaked out. Actually.
You got put right in that category of songs played backwards that we're talking about Satan.
So this is to encourage people. We are going to put out exclusive versions of the record that only play backwards.
As a tribute to that.
Thank you guys so much for coming
That's
in.
incredible.
Hey, thank you for your
Pleasure.
support
Pleasure.
and,
Pleasure.
and
Taylor.
it's great stations like this still playing rock and roll music. Thank God.
Yeah.
You know.
Come back anytime and be sure and go pick up.
Hey, and you guys
the
look
turn.
great too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Good looking crew. Good looking
Thank
crew.
you.
Good looking for radio. You just left that part out, right?
Oh, I
Dot,
left
dot,
that
dot,
part out.
dot,
Yeah,
dot.
y'all are gorgeous. For radio. Just fantastic.
I need more makeup, so we're going to go to break, all right? So we'll be right back. We're Heidi and Frank.